Welcome to my series on self-care. So for those of you who follow me, you know that this year has been all about getting healthy for me. I started January 1st and I've been going strong despite a lot of pitfalls along the way. But this year for 2024, I've decided that I want to start writing things down, my goals, my accomplishments, and really keep track a little better than I did this year. So I created a self-care planner and I wanted to share it with everybody. So I thought that I would start this series. Now you can use my self-care planner if you want. I did link it down below. Or if you have your own self-care planner, that's absolutely fine too. You can use whichever one you want. Today, I'm just doing the overview on my self-care planner. So I'm going to kind of go through how it works. You can either print it out, but it is meant for like a Goodnotes on iOS and the equivalent on Android, and it is linkable. So I'll give you a little demonstration on how it works. So let's get to it. So today I'm using this with Goodnotes. So this is the first page of the planner, and then you have the table of contents. Now, these have links to them, and the way that you can use the links is you have to come up here and click on this, and then you can click on here, and it'll take you to whatever one you link to. All right, and then when you're done, you have to click on there again so that you can write on here. Okay, so let's get started looking through this. So here's the calendar for 2024, and the reason that I put this in here is because I wanted to have a means of checking off an overall check off of the year. And, just I'm really all about making myself accountable this year every day. So if you haven't used Goodnotes, this is your highlighter, this is your eraser, and this is your pen. And so I already have all my settings. Here's your color. So I already have my settings. So what my idea is when I finish doing it for the day, I'm going to come here and I'm just going to click on there just to highlight, yep, I'm done for that day. Now, let me also just say, you can use whatever you want from this planner, or you can choose not to use some of the items in this planner. It's completely up to you. So we're going to start with emotional self-care. And this is where we're going to create our mental health goals. So I want to make sure that you understand we're doing mental health goals and physical health goals for 2024. So here's where you put your mental health goals, daily goals, weekly goals, yearly goals, how you got there, and then any notes that you need. And I will also say that you can add goals anytime throughout the year. You can take some away. It's completely up to you, however you want to use this. And then there's a weekly check-in. And this is one of the things we're going to use every week together. We're going to talk about these questions and fill this out and just kind of really get an idea of our weekly check-in and how we felt we did for the week. And then there's a daily journal. So here you're going to put your date here. And some people like a journal where it's just all lines. You can just write what you want. And I know a lot of other people really need some help in trying to figure out how they want to do it. So this is kind of one of those that, can help you kind of get some ideas on paper. So like it'll ask you questions like, what am I, today I'm grateful for this. And if you find a really good affirmation, you can write it here. Something you're proud of, something you're looking forward to tomorrow. And then you can write any notes right in here. The other thing it has, and let me zoom in a little bit closer here, is you can you can say, well, I was really excited today, or I was happy, or not, I was sad, and then you can just fill that in. And then what was the weather like? Because the weather really does play an important role in our mental health and how we feel that day. And so this only has one daily journal in it. So you're going to have to make copies of this. And how you do that then is you go up here and you click on here, and then you'll click current template, and then you'll have a second page. So I would suggest before you fill one out, make a copy so that you have one for the next day. And then you have a sleep journal. So I put this in here because I want to really start paying attention to my sleep. I know I only get about 6 hours of sleep a night, and I really want to try to improve on that. So I'm going to really kind of pay attention to my sleep patterns. And so this is where you can do this. And this is for a monthly one. So, you can write your month here and then make a copy of this for the following month. And this is really important, and because I forget to do things, or I just don't do things. I mean, sometimes I sit in my jammies for the entire day if I'm working from home. So I wanted to create a morning routine so that I can set some, like getting dressed in the morning, for example. So this is a weekly one, so you can just, write down the routines that you want to do in the morning, and then you can just check them off every week, and then copy this page for the following week. And because we do a morning routine, we also do an evening routine. In my opinion, you don't have to, but it's going to be the same type of thing. Writing down the evening routines, brush your teeth. So, you can write that down and then check it off when you finish. And then here, this is some self-soothing techniques. Now, I'm pretty sure if you follow me, you already know that I suffer with anxiety and depression. But I do have tools, and I wanted to share some of these tools. And so they're just here. If you ever feel like you need a little bit of a self-soothing technique, feel free to use this page and grab something from that. Now we're on to our physical health. And so when I think of physical health, I think of physical, working out, and nutritional. So that's what I put in here. So the first thing we have are our physical health goals. Now the goals that we did before are mental health. These ones are physical health. So, and it's the same format, daily, weekly, yearly, how will I get there, and notes. So take into consideration some of the things you want to do for your physical goals. I also am aware that a lot of times they cross over, which is a good thing, but yeah. All right. So I put in here a weekly menu. I like to meal plan. Let me step back a minute. My goal is to always weekly meal plan, but I don't do it very often. But I'm going to do that this year. It's one of the things that I want to do. So here it is. And by the way, you can zoom in here and then type or write in anything that you want, like eggs, for example. So I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then notes, and then a weekly food diary, which is set up exactly the same way. And you put your date here, by the way, because you're going to want to copy this every week. And here, this is, like what you did eat. So this is your food diary of what you did eat. And these two things for me this year are going to be really important because I'm actually starting to see a nutritionist soon. So I'm really excited and terrified because this is the one thing that I rebel against with my entire being. But we'll see. We'll see how it works this year. Okay, and now we have a grocery list. I did this so it would be easier just to write things out when you feel you need them. But I am finding I am also using this for taking an inventory of what I currently have in my kitchen. Because a lot of times I'll start meal planning and I won't realize that I already have some of the items, and then we go buy them and then I have doubles of things. And so I want to save money by not doing that this year. So I've kind of been using this for both. And then the hydration. Now this is going to be very important for me specifically, and I think for probably everybody. Here's where, every day you can note your water intake, and I think I've got 3, 6, 8. So 8 glasses of water, try to get 8 glasses of water in a day. And so you can do that here, and every week, you'll copy this one over. And then the workout, weekly workout journal. So I'm going to zoom in here. You're going to put your date in here. So I'm going to zoom in here. I put activity, length, intensity, and this is really important because I put down, how did you feel before you started working out, and how did you feel after you worked out? And this is, I think this is really important because half the time I don't want to work out and I really literally have to talk myself into it. But once I'm done working out, I feel so good. So I put that on there just to, keep track of that and to remind myself, hey, this is how you feel when you work out. So maybe you ought to, get off your ass and work out. So, okay. And this one I really struggled with. I wasn't going to put it in. And then I decided I probably need to. I'm trying hard not to focus on weight. That being said, I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise, but I am morbidly obese and I need to lose weight. I mean, it's a given. I need to lose weight. And for 2023, I did not lose the amount of weight I would have liked to have. However, I gained a lot of mobility, which is a fair trade. I'm super happy about that. But I feel like 2023 was my foundational layout. I laid out the foundation for 2024. So I figured this is probably going to be really important. And especially with me seeing a nutritionist now, I'm really hoping to be more successful in the weight loss, but I don't want to focus on it. So I may only do this once a month. But you can do it however, if you want to do it every day, every week, every month, that's entirely up to you. Okay, now we get to some of the other fun ones that people don't always think about. So social self-care. I think social self-care is really important. And last year at this time, I was completely in my head and I just hibernated constantly, and hardly ever saw people. This was actually really difficult for me to start doing videos, but I think that it's been going really well, and you guys have really brought me out of my shell. So thank you so much for that. But I think it's really important still to connect with friends and family, and also to evaluate your relationships, because I know currently there are some people in my life that maybe I shouldn't have there. So the thought of really kind of, diving into how they make me feel and this and that is going to be something that I want to do this year, just to, kind of reevaluate my relationships. And then I also have a control wheel here, which I guess we could have put that in the emotional side, but I think because our control wheel is really kind of based on our social situations, I put it here. So what this is if you are going to connect with your family or friends, write it down, see how many times a week you actually do connect with people. And if it's only once a week, and that's fine, then great. If you feel like you're looking week to week to week and you're not seeing anybody, well, then try to, challenge yourself and get out a little bit more. And so evaluating relationships. These are just some questions that you can ask yourself if you feel like, maybe this person has too much negative energy, it's not working with yours. Kind of ask yourself some of these questions. Not like you're going to say, hey, I'm going to dump you, but maybe it'll help you figure out how you can, manage that relationship, or how you can make it better. And then the control wheel. So this is going to tell you things that you can control, like you can ask for help, you can change your attitude, or you can change your thoughts, or you can control your thoughts, control your attitude, not necessarily change. I probably shouldn't have said that word. But you can't control other people's opinions or actions or external circumstances. So if you're in a situation and it's super frustrating, maybe you can look through this and go, okay, well, this is what I can do, but I can't change what they're doing. So it kind of helps me. Maybe it'll help you. Intellectual self-care. For those of you who are older like me, this is really important to keep your mind healthy. So I just have a few things for examples of that you can do for stimulating your mind, expanding your current knowledge. And then there's an activity log if you want to use it to say, okay, yeah, well, I did this. So like, for example, putting a jigsaw puzzle together. That'll stimulate your mind. Doing a Sudoku puzzle. And expanding your current knowledge, you can learn a new language or learn a new skill. And then here you can write down what you did. If you did a Sudoku, if you did a Sudoku on Wednesday, yeah, there you go. I can't spell. Sudoku, you can just write it down what you did and maybe write down how it made you feel. And then your spiritual self-care. Now this can be, spiritual means something different to everybody. So really what it's about when I think about spiritual is nourishing your inner being. And if that's, through prayer, through affirmation, through, meditation, that's what, that's all what this is about. So it's really about nourishing your inner being. I have a list of affirmations, and then there's a spiritual log if you do decide to do some of these. Like practice yoga, be in nature, read an inspirational book or meditate, something like that, journal. And then I did list some affirmations here. I also, not that I'm trying to, get you to buy anything, but I also have affirmation cards that I sell on my Etsy page or shop. So, and there's a whole bunch more affirmations on there. And if you have one that you'd like to share, I would love to see it and put it in the next one. And then here's the spiritual log, so you can kind of keep track of what you did for your spiritual health. And then this one is a little odd, I know, but it's talking about your sensory self-care, which is also important. And so we're talking about 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. And this is just going to give you a little, some ideas, like sound, for example. What can I do to enhance my sound sense? Well, you can listen to music or a podcast or listen to sounds of nature. So there's just some ideas here for you. And then again, a log if you want to log everything. So that is how to use my book or the planner. And so I just want to let you know what we're going to work on starting tomorrow. We are going to set our goals. So let me get back here. I apologize for this. So our mental health goals, we're gonna do this page, and we're going to do the morning routine, the evening routine, and our physical health goals for 2024. And I want you to think about your goals so that you're prepared for Sunday, tomorrow. Okay? All right. I'll see you tomorrow.